Welcome to our deep dive into Them and Us. This book really kind of paints this this picture of a society that's both intriguing and a little unsettling.
Yeah.
A world that's split between like this rigid control of a futuristic city
Right.
and the wide open freedom of like the open range.
Yeah.
So get ready to explore some pretty big questions about human nature and what we value and the choices we make.
Absolutely.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. It's a world where population control is like the ultimate law.
Right.
A world with a fixed number of life slots per city and like a predetermined lifespan for every individual.
Wow.
What I find really compelling is how this premise forces us to like confront this idea of putting a literal price tag on human life.
Yeah, that's a lot to unpack for sure.
Yeah.
The book kind of lays out this concept of a life ledger,
Right.
which is essentially a giant database that tracks each person's value and their right to have offspring. It's a system where people can actually like trade life slots like a commodity.
Like a commodity, yeah.
It's crazy.
Imagine logging onto a system and seeing your life valued at like, say, $4 million.
Wow.
And knowing that someone else might be willing to pay that for the chance to extend their own life or to have a child.
Yeah, would you consider selling your life slot to move to a different city?
Right.
Or to give your family a better life?
Tough question.
Right.
It's a tough question.
The book presents this character named Sam who grapples with these very questions, and it forces us to really kind of think about the ethical implications of such a system.
Absolutely. And it's a system that seems to favor those with resources, right? Creating this massive divide between the haves and the have-nots.
Yeah.
Those who can afford it can essentially buy more life, while others are locked into a system that dictates the length of their existence.
That leads us to life in the city itself.
Yeah.
It's depicted as this incredibly controlled environment.
Right.
With constant surveillance and limited personal freedom.
Yeah.
The book even mentions implanted AI chips for tracking and daily drug dispensations to manage people's mental well-being.
Wow.
It all feels very sterile and predictable.
It does. It makes you think, like, how much control are we willing to sacrifice for security and stability?
Right.
Would we accept a world where our every move is tracked and our emotions are managed by these external forces?
I don't know.
It's tough.
The book offers these contrasting views on city life through two characters, Jessica and Sam.
Right.
Jessica seems to accept the city's rules as the norm.
Okay.
She finds comfort in that predictability and order.
Right.
But Sam yearns for something more.
He does.
For the freedom and adventure he believes lie beyond the city walls.
Yeah, and that yearning, that innate desire for open spaces and exploration is linked to something called the wander gene in the book. It's described as this genetic predisposition that makes certain individuals crave freedom and reject the confines of the city.
So it's almost as if the wander gene is seen as a defect in this city-centric society.
In a way.
We see this through Sam's father, John, who also carries the gene.
Right.
And face constant rejection when applying for jobs outside the city.
Like they don't trust him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's almost like the city fears those who don't conform.
Right.
Those who seek something beyond the controlled environment they've created.
Yeah, it makes me think about the open range.
Yes.
This vast and wild area beyond the city's control.
Right.
The book describes it as a place of both opportunity and danger. It's inhabited by harvesting crews, potential threats from other cities, and these mysterious nomad tribes.
So many different things out there.
You know, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's a stark contrast to the city, for sure.
Absolutely. A place where self-reliance and adaptability and connection with nature are paramount.
And for someone like Sam carrying the wander gene, it holds this almost irresistible allure.
Yeah.
So Sam, disillusioned with city life, decides to apply for a job outside the city walls.
Okay.
But knowing he has the wander gene, he takes his father's advice and embraces it, hoping his honesty might give him an edge.
Yeah.
And to his surprise, it works.
It does.
He's accepted into this accelerated training program for work outside the city.
Wow, that's great.
He's especially drawn to this mysterious surveillance unit operating in the open range.
Oh, interesting.
A unit that piques his curiosity and seems to offer a glimpse of the freedom he craves.
Right.
But there's a darker side to this opportunity.
Oh.
Sam receives warnings about Dr. Kennard.
Okay.
This shadowy figure with a keen interest in him.
Yeah.
And his associate Joe.
Okay.
They seem to be pulling the strings behind the scenes.
Gotcha.
During a meeting with Joe,
yeah.
Sam's confronted with this shocking revelation.
What's that?
They know about his mother's illegal pregnancy.
Oh, wow.
And the financial strain that it's putting on his family.
Oh, no.
It's a calculated move that exposes Sam's vulnerability and gives them leverage.
Yeah.
Joe offers Sam a deal, promising to take care of his family's debts.
Wow.
If he agrees to cooperate with their special projects.
Ooh, that sounds a little shady.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a proposition that puts Sam in this impossible position.
It does.
He's torn between his desire for freedom and his responsibility to his family.
Absolutely.
And as his training progresses,
right,
he starts to uncover Dr. Kennard's true interest in the nomads.
Uh-oh.
Specifically their DNA, which he sees as valuable for creating this new breed of soldiers for the city.
Oh, wow. So they're trying to exploit them.
It's disturbing to see Dr. Kennard's willingness to exploit others for his own agenda.
Right.
He sees people as tools, as means to an end.
Yeah.
And as Sam prepares to embark on this solo wilderness test, his worst fears come true.
What happens?
He's attacked by another young man in this remote canyon, leading to this desperate struggle for survival. This confrontation forces Sam to make this split-second decision that will alter the course of his life forever.
Oh, my goodness.
So with that cliffhanger, we'll pause our deep dive here.
Okay.
Come back for part 2, where we'll delve into the consequences of Sam's choices and the stark contrasts between the world of the city and the freedom of the open range.
Can't wait.
See you soon.
Sounds good.
Welcome back to our deep dive into them and us.
Yeah.
Last time we left Sam facing this
this big decision,
life or death situation out in the wilderness.
Yeah.
And the choice he makes is not what you'd expect.
It's not.
It's pretty intense.
It really is. It's a testament to the pressure he's under.
Yeah.
You know, remember, he's not just fighting for his own survival.
Right.
He's trying to protect his family from the city's reach.
Exactly. So he ends up killing the other young man in self-defense.
Wow.
But then he does something incredibly risky. He switches clothes and tracking chips with the dead man.
Oh, wow. That's a big risk.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a desperate act, faking his own death to escape the city's control.
Right.
And it speaks to that deep-seated yearning for freedom that the city has tried so hard to suppress.
Absolutely.
So it's a gamble that pays off, at least initially.
Okay.
Kevin, monitoring Sam's chip, discovers the body and believes he's dead.
Right.
But Dr. Kennard?
Yeah.
He's not so easily convinced.
They're not buying it.
He's not.
No.
What's interesting here is that Dr. Kennard's suspicion, it kind of highlights his own cynical worldview.
It does.
He sees manipulation and self-interest everywhere.
Everywhere.
He can't fathom that Sam would risk everything for his family.
Right. He just can't believe that somebody would do something selfless.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's projecting his own motivations onto Sam.
Exactly.
Assuming everyone is driven by the same cold calculations.
Yeah.
And then adding another layer to this is Sam's father, John.
Right.
He's summoned to identify the body.
Oh.
But he quickly realizes it's not his son.
Wow.
He spots a missing tattoo.
Oh.
A detail only he would know.
That's a good detail.
It is.
Good author.
So John knows Sam's alive, but can't reveal the truth.
Right.
It's a heartbreaking position to be in.
It is.
Forced to grieve publicly for a son he knows is out there somewhere.
It's really tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really underscores the length a parent will go to their child, even if it means living with a painful secret.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Sam is alone and injured in the vast open range.
Right.
But he's resourceful
and
determined to survive.
Yeah.
He uses the dead man's boat to travel deeper into the wilderness, further away from the city's grasp.
Smart.
And it's here that we see a real shift in Sam.
Oh, okay.
He's no longer just dreaming of freedom. He's actively living it.
He is, yeah.
You know, he's embracing the challenges and uncertainties of the open range.
That's great.
It's a stark contrast to the controlled environment he left behind.
Absolutely.
He's facing real dangers.
Yeah.
Relying on his instincts and skills to navigate this unforgiving landscape.
Right.
But he's also shedding the weight of the city's expectations and control.
Yeah.
He's finding a sense of self-reliance and agency he never experienced before.
That's amazing.
And then in a moment of serendipity,
he
encounters a woman named Cassandra, a member of a nomad tribe.
Wow.
This encounter is pivotal.
It is.
It marks Sam's first real interaction
Right.
with the people he's only heard rumors about.
Yeah.
And what he discovers
Yeah.
challenges everything he thought he knew about society and community.
Really?
They are completely different.
How so?
From the city dwellers.
Okay.
The nomads prioritize community empathy.
Right.
And a deep connection with nature.
Yeah.
It's a world where we comes before.
Wow.
The stark contrast
It is.
to the individualism ingrained in the city's culture.
Huge difference.
And Cassandra becomes Sam's guide to this new way of life.
She does.
She teaches him their customs,
right.
their respect for the land,
yeah.
and their deep distrust of the city and its motives.
Okay.
And despite his initial hesitation, Sam finds himself drawn to this community.
He does.
He finds a sense of belonging and purpose he never felt in the city.
That's great.
It's as if he's finally found a place where he truly fits in.
It is, yeah.
But just as Sam is starting to rebuild his life, the past comes back to haunt him.
Uh-oh.
Dr. Kennard, obsessed with obtaining the nomad's DNA, discovers Sam's whereabouts.
Oh, no.
It's a chilling reminder
it is.
that the city's reach extends far beyond its walls.
Yes.
And Dr. Kennard's willingness to use violence to achieve his goals exposes the dark side of his ambition.
Absolutely.
He launches drone attacks on the tribe, hoping to force them into negotiations.
Oh, wow.
It's a terrifying display of the city's power and its disregard for the lives of those it deems expendable.
Yeah, it's really scary.
And this leads to the climax of the story.
Okay.
This tense standoff between the city representatives and the nomad leaders.
Wow.
Sam, caught in the middle, is forced to confront the conflicting values and worldviews of these two societies.
Wow. So much tension.
It's a moment of truth for him.
Yeah.
He has to decide where his loyalties lie, which side he'll fight for.
Right.
And his decision will have far-reaching consequences.
It will.
And just as Dr. Kennard reveals his plan to use the nomad's DNA to create this new breed of soldiers, a shocking twist unfolds.
What's that?
Joe, his seemingly loyal associate, intervenes.
He does.
In an unexpected act of sacrifice.
Wow.
Joe eliminates Dr. Kennard, ensuring Sam's safety and the nomad's freedom.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a moment that makes you question everything you thought you knew about Joe's motivations.
Yeah, exactly.
Was he always secretly sympathetic to Sam and the nomads? Was this a long con or a sudden change of heart?
Yeah, what made him do that?
The book leaves it open to interpretation.
It does.
Adding another layer of complexity to an already intricate storyline.
It's very complex.
And in the aftermath, Kevin, who's witnessed the entire ordeal, steps up to help Sam.
He does.
He guarantees the payment to Sam's family, officially reporting his death while secretly allowing him to remain free.
Wow, what a good guy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a delicate balance, a way for Sam to protect his loved ones while staying true to the life he's chosen.
Yeah.
But it also highlights the fragility of this newfound peace.
Absolutely.
So we're left with Sam finding refuge with the nomads while his family believes he's gone. It's a bittersweet resolution, for sure.
It is.
But it raises some interesting questions about like what it means to truly belong.
Absolutely. And what I find fascinating is like how the book uses this concept of to draw this sharp contrast between the city and the nomad tribe. You know, in the city, it's all about individual ambition and survival.
Right.
This constant striving for like personal gain.
Yeah.
But in the tribe, the focus shifts to like the collective good, to shared responsibility and interdependence.
You're right. It's like the city embodies the I.
Yes.
Well, the nomads represent the we.
Exactly.
And this difference in values is highlighted even further when Cassandra shows Sam a copy of the United States Constitution.
Oh, wow.
Imagine that a relic from a forgotten past, preserved and passed down through generations.
That's amazing.
It speaks to a time when societies were built on different ideals, ideals of democracy, individual rights, and the pursuit of a more perfect union.
Things that we've kind of lost.
Yeah, it's almost like a ghost of a different world.
It is.
A reminder of the values that have been lost or suppressed in the city's pursuit of control and stability.
Absolutely, and it begs the question, like, what would happen if those ideals were reintroduced into this world?
Right.
Would it disrupt the city's carefully constructed order?
Yeah.
Or could it offer a path to a more balanced and humane society?
Tough questions.
There.
So it's definitely something to ponder.
Yeah.
especially as we consider the ending of the book.
Right.
Sam chooses to remain with the tribe.
He does.
Embracing their way of life and rejecting the city's control. He can never go back to his family, but he knows they're safe and secure thanks to his sacrifice.
Yeah, he made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's a poignant reminder that sometimes the most difficult choices are also the most selfless.
Absolutely.
Sam gives up his own happiness to ensure the well-being of his loved ones.
Right.
It's a powerful testament to the strength of familial bonds.
It is.
And the sacrifices we're willing to make for those we love.
For sure.
And while Sam's story offers this glimmer of hope, the book leaves us with some unsettling questions about the future. As technology continues to advance, could we see societies become even more controlled, like the city in Them and Us?
Yeah, it's a scary thought.
It is. It's a sobering thought, especially when we consider the growing role of technology in our own lives.
Absolutely.
How do we ensure that technology serves humanity rather than the other way around?
Right. That's the big question.
And how do we safeguard individual freedom and autonomy in a world where surveillance and data collection are becoming increasingly pervasive?
Really important questions for us to think about.
These are questions we all need to grapple with. And Them and Us provides this compelling framework for exploring these complex issues.
Absolutely.
This deep dive has been a journey through a world that's both familiar and unsettling. A world that forces us to confront our own values and the choices we might make in the face of difficult circumstances.
Absolutely.
Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Them and Us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We hope this deep dive has sparked your curiosity and left you with some food for thought.
Sure.
We'd love to hear your reflections.
Absolutely.
Share your thoughts online using the hashtag #DeepDiveTheMendus.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep the conversation going.
Sounds good.